From a curious child to a dreamer. Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to explore the inspiring life story of Elon Musk, one of the most ambitious innovators of our time. Many people know him as the man behind companies like Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink. But his journey to success was not easy. Before becoming one of the richest and most influential people in the world, Elon Musk was just a curious child with big dreams. This is the story of how that curious child grew into a man determined to change the future of humanity. A quiet but curious child. Elon Musk was born on June 28, 1971, in Pretoria, a city in South Africa. From a young age, Elon was different from most children. He was extremely curious. He loved reading books and learning about the world. While other kids were playing outside, Elon often spent hours reading science fiction novels and encyclopedias. His mother once said that Elon could read for 10 hours a day. Books became his window to the future. He loved stories about space, technology, and distant planets. Those stories planted an important idea in his mind. One day, he wanted to help humanity explore space. But at that time, Elon was just a quiet boy with a very active imagination. Challenges at school. School was not easy for Elon. He was shy and often struggled to connect with other students. Some children did not understand him. They thought he was strange because he spent so much time reading and thinking. Unfortunately, Elon also experienced bullying during his school years. Some students would make fun of him. Sometimes they even hurt him physically. These experiences were painful, but they also made Elon stronger. Instead of giving up, he focused even more on learning. Books became his escape and his teacher. Through books, Elon learned about science, engineering, and the future of technology. Discovering computers. When Elon was about 10 years old, something happened that would change his life forever. He discovered computers. At that time, computers were still new and exciting. Most people did not understand how they worked, but Elon was fascinated. He wanted to know everything about programming. So he bought a computer and started teaching himself how to code. There were no YouTube tutorials or online courses at that time. He learned from a programming book. He read the book carefully and practiced writing code every day. Within a short time, Elon created his very first computer game. The game was called Blastar. It was a simple space game where players destroyed alien ships. Even though the game was simple, it showed something important. Elon had a natural talent for technology and programming. At just 13 years old, Elon sold the game for about $500. It was his first business success. But more importantly, it showed him something powerful. Technology could turn ideas into reality. Dreaming beyond South Africa. As Elon grew older, he began thinking about the future. He believed that the world was changing quickly. Technology was becoming more important every year. But Elon also realized something else. He felt that his dreams might be limited if he stayed in South Africa. He wanted to be in a place where technology and innovation were growing rapidly. That place was United States. To Elon, America represented opportunity. It was the country where many great inventors and entrepreneurs built their companies. He wanted to be part of that world. But moving there would not be easy. At the age of 17, Elon made a bold decision. He left South Africa and moved to Canada. This was a huge change in his life. He left his family, his friends, and everything familiar. But he believed that the risk was worth it, because sometimes achieving big dreams requires big sacrifices. Life in Canada. When Elon arrived in Canada, life was not glamorous. He had very little money. He worked different small jobs to survive. Some of those jobs were very difficult. At one point, he even worked cleaning a boiler room in a factory. The work was dirty and exhausting. But Elon did not complain. He knew that every step was bringing him closer to his goals. During this time, he also studied at Queen's University. University life helped Elon develop new ideas and meet new people. But he was always thinking about bigger opportunities. After 2 years in Canada, Elon finally moved to the United States. He transferred to the University of Pennsylvania. There, he studied physics and economics. Physics helped him understand how the universe works. Economics helped him understand how businesses grow. This combination would later become very powerful. Because Elon was not only interested in science, he also wanted to build companies that could change the world. The beginning of a vision. While studying at university, Elon began thinking seriously about the future. He believed that 3 technologies would shape the destiny of humanity. First, the internet. Second, renewable energy. Third, space exploration. At that time, many people were not thinking about these ideas, but Elon believed they were extremely important. He wanted to build companies that focused on these areas. His dream was not simply to become rich. His dream was much bigger. He wanted to solve important problems for humanity. He wanted to help build a future where humans could live on multiple planets. But before reaching that goal, Elon needed to take his first big step as an entrepreneur. And that step would soon lead to his first company. A company that started with a small idea, but would eventually change Elon Musk's life forever.
The first startup and the road to PayPal. When Elon Musk graduated from the University of Pennsylvania, he had a big decision to make. He could follow a traditional path. He could get a stable job. Many of his classmates were doing exactly that. But Elon was not interested in a normal career. He wanted to build something new, something that could change the future. At that time, the internet was just beginning to grow. Most people still did not understand how powerful it could become. But Elon saw something that others did not. He believed the internet would transform the world, and he wanted to be part of that transformation. The birth of Zip2. In 1995, Elon Musk and his brother Kimball Musk started their first company. The company was called Zip2. The idea behind Zip2 was simple but powerful. At that time, newspapers wanted to move their information online, but they did not know how to create digital city guides. Zip2 helped newspapers publish maps, business listings, and directions on the internet. Today, this idea may seem normal, but in the 1990s, it was revolutionary. The problem was that Elon and his brother had almost no money. They could not afford a big office, so they rented a small space and started working. In the beginning, life was extremely difficult. Sometimes Elon even slept in the office. He worked day and night writing computer code. During the day, he tried to convince companies to use their software. At night, he improved the product. They were working almost 100 hours a week, but success did not come quickly. Many companies rejected them. Some people thought their idea was strange. Others did not believe the internet would become important. But Elon refused to give up. He believed strongly in the future of technology, and soon something unexpected happened. The first big break. After many months of hard work, Zip2 finally started gaining attention. Some investors saw potential in the company. They decided to invest money to help the business grow. This allowed Elon and his team to expand the company. Soon, major newspapers began using Zip2's technology. One of the biggest partnerships was with the New York Times. For a young startup, this was a huge achievement. The company began growing quickly. More employees joined the team. More clients started using their service. The small startup that began in a tiny office was now becoming a real technology company. But even with this success, Elon faced new challenges. Investors wanted to control the company. They believed Elon was too young and inexperienced to lead such a fast-growing business. Eventually, they replaced Elon as CEO. This was a painful moment for him. Imagine starting a company and then being told you cannot lead it anymore. But Elon learned an important lesson. Failure and setbacks are part of every entrepreneurial journey. Instead of giving up, he focused on the future. And soon, something unexpected happened. The first big success. In 1999, a large technology company called Compaq became interested in Zip2. They saw the value of the technology. After negotiations, Compaq decided to buy Zip2. The deal was worth about $307 million. For Elon Musk, this was life-changing. He received around $22 million from the sale. At only 27 years old, he had become a millionaire. Many people in his situation would stop there. They would enjoy their wealth and live a comfortable life. But Elon Musk was different. For him, this was just the beginning. He was already thinking about his next big idea. And that idea would soon lead to one of the most important financial companies in the world.
The vision for online payments. After selling Zip2, Elon started thinking about another problem. At that time, sending money online was very complicated. People did not trust internet payments. Banks were slow and traditional. Elon believed the internet could make financial transactions easier and faster. So he created a new company called X.com. The goal of X.com was simple: create an online bank where people could send and receive money instantly. This idea was very ambitious. Remember, this was the late 1990s. Online banking was still very new. Many people were afraid to put their money on the internet. But Elon believed strongly in the idea. He invested a large portion of his own money into the company. The company grew quickly, but it also faced strong competition. Another startup was working on a similar idea. That company was called PayPal. Instead of fighting forever, the two companies eventually merged. And that merger created something powerful, a company that would change how people send money online. The rise of PayPal. After the merger, the company focused entirely on building the best online payment system. They improved security, they made transactions faster, and they made the service very easy to use. Soon, something amazing happened. Millions of people started using the platform. Online sellers and buyers loved it. One website helped the company grow especially fast. That website was eBay. Many eBay users started using PayPal to send payments because it was faster and safer than traditional bank transfers. Within a short time, PayPal became one of the most popular online payment platforms in the world. The company grew extremely fast, but Elon Musk's journey was still far from over. Another major turning point was about to happen. Another life-changing deal. In 2002, a huge technology company made an offer to buy PayPal. That company was eBay. They wanted PayPal to become their official payment system. The deal was massive. eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion. For Elon Musk, this was another huge success. He earned about $180 million from the sale. At this point, Elon Musk was already extremely wealthy. He could have retired comfortably. But once again, he chose a different path. Instead of slowing down, he decided to take an even bigger risk. He wanted to start companies that could change the future of humanity. companies that would explore space, companies that would revolutionize transportation, companies that would push the boundaries of technology. And those companies would soon become known around the world. The next chapter of Elon Musk's life would include bold dreams, dangerous risks, and some of the most ambitious projects ever attempted. That story begins in the next part.
The dangerous dream. Rockets, failures, and almost losing everything. After selling PayPal, Elon Musk had something many entrepreneurs dream about. Money. A lot of money. Most people in his position would slow down. They would enjoy their wealth, travel the world, and live comfortably. But Elon Musk had a very different idea. Instead of relaxing, he started thinking about something much bigger: space. He believed that humanity's future should not exist on only one planet. He believed humans should become a multi-planetary species. That meant one thing: humans needed to reach Mars. But there was a huge problem. Sending rockets into space was extremely expensive. Only governments like NASA could afford it. Private companies rarely attempted it. Many experts believed it was impossible for a startup company to build rockets. But Elon Musk loved solving impossible problems. So in 2002, he created a new company. The company was called SpaceX. The beginning of SpaceX. Starting SpaceX was not easy. Elon invested about $100 million of his own money. This was a huge risk. If the company failed, he could lose everything. But Elon believed rockets could be built cheaper. Most traditional rockets were designed to be used only once. After launch, they were destroyed. Elon thought that was wasteful. Imagine if airplanes were thrown away after every flight. Travel would be extremely expensive. So Elon had a revolutionary idea: reusable rockets. Rockets that could land safely and be used again. At that time, many experts laughed at the idea. They said it was unrealistic. They said a small startup could never compete with big aerospace companies. But Elon ignored the criticism. He gathered a small team of talented engineers. Together, they started designing their first rocket. It was called Falcon 1. The first launch attempt. Building the Falcon 1 rocket took years of hard work. The team worked night and day. They tested engines, software, and fuel systems. Finally, the moment arrived: the first launch attempt. Everyone was excited. Years of effort had led to this moment. The rocket stood tall on the launch pad. The countdown began. 10, 9, 8. The engines ignited. The rocket lifted into the sky. But just seconds after launch, something went wrong. The rocket lost control. And then it exploded. The mission failed. For the SpaceX team, this was devastating. Years of work had ended in just a few seconds. But Elon Musk did not give up. He encouraged the team to learn from the failure. Because in engineering, every failure teaches something. So they prepared for the next launch. Failure after failure. The second launch happened months later. Everyone hoped the problems had been solved. Once again, the rocket launched into the sky, but once again, something went wrong. The rocket failed. 2 launches, 2 failures. Each failure cost millions of dollars, and SpaceX was still a young company. They did not have unlimited resources. But Elon believed success was still possible, so the team prepared for the third launch. The third launch was critical. If it failed again, SpaceX might not survive. The rocket launched. It flew higher than before. For a moment, everything seemed perfect. But then another technical problem appeared, and the rocket failed again. 3 launches, 3 failures.
At this point, many people believed SpaceX was finished. News reporters started writing negative stories. Some experts said Elon Musk was wasting his money. But the real problem was even worse. Elon was running out of money.
The financial crisis. Around the same time, Elon Musk was also facing problems with another company. That company was Tesla. Tesla was trying to build electric cars, but the company was struggling financially. Production delays and engineering problems were creating huge expenses. By 2008, both SpaceX and Tesla were in serious trouble. Elon Musk had invested almost all of his money. He was close to bankruptcy. At one point, he later said he had to choose between saving SpaceX or Tesla. He did not have enough money to save both. Imagine the pressure. Years of work, hundreds of employees depending on him, and the possibility that everything could collapse. But Elon made a decision. He used his last remaining money to fund one final rocket launch. This launch would determine the future of SpaceX. The fourth launch. The fourth Falcon 9 launch was the most important moment in SpaceX history. If it failed, the company would likely shut down. The team worked carefully to fix every problem from the previous launches. Everyone felt the pressure. Years of dreams depended on this one attempt. The rocket stood on the launch pad. The countdown began again. 10, 9, 8. The engines roared to life. The rocket lifted off. This time, everything looked different. The rocket continued climbing higher and higher. Minutes passed. The team watched the data carefully. Then something incredible happened. The rocket successfully reached orbit. SpaceX had done it. After 3 failures, the fourth launch succeeded. The team erupted in celebration. Some engineers were crying. Others were shouting with excitement. It was one of the most emotional moments in the company's history. But the story does not end there, because that success triggered something even bigger. Soon after the successful launch, NASA made a historic decision. They awarded SpaceX a contract worth $1.6 billion. This contract allowed SpaceX to deliver supplies to the International Space Station. The company that was nearly bankrupt suddenly had a future again, and Elon Musk's dream of transforming space travel was finally beginning to become reality. But while SpaceX was rising, another revolution was quietly beginning on Earth, a revolution that would change the future of transportation. That revolution was happening at Tesla, and that story begins in the final chapter.
From near bankruptcy to changing the future. After the successful launch of Falcon 9, the future of SpaceX suddenly looked very different. The company that once stood on the edge of bankruptcy was now gaining global attention. Soon after the successful mission, NASA awarded SpaceX a historic contract. The deal was worth $1.6 billion. The mission was simple but extremely important. SpaceX would deliver cargo and supplies to the International Space Station. For a private company, this was an incredible achievement. It proved something very important to the world. Private companies could compete in space exploration. But while SpaceX was starting to succeed in space, another revolution was happening on Earth, and that revolution involved electric cars. The rise of Tesla. During the same difficult years when SpaceX was struggling, Elon Musk was also deeply involved in Tesla. At that time, electric cars were not popular. Most people believed electric vehicles were slow and boring. Gasoline cars dominated the market. But Elon believed the future of transportation had to be sustainable. He believed electric cars could be powerful, fast, and environmentally friendly. Tesla began developing a luxury electric car called the Tesla Model S. The project required huge investment. The company faced delays and technical problems. Many critics said Tesla would fail. Some experts believed electric cars would never replace gasoline vehicles. But Elon Musk believed strongly in the mission. Finally, in 2012, Tesla released the Model S, and the world was surprised. The car was not slow. It was incredibly fast. It was stylish. It had advanced technology. Soon, Tesla became one of the most exciting companies in the automotive industry. Tesla proved that electric cars could compete with traditional vehicles. This success started a global shift. Today, almost every major car company is developing electric vehicles, and Tesla helped lead that transformation. The reusable rocket revolution. While Tesla was growing, SpaceX was working on something even more ambitious: reusable rockets. For decades, rockets were used only once. After launch, they fell into the ocean and were destroyed. This made space travel extremely expensive. But Elon Musk wanted to change that. SpaceX engineers began testing rockets that could land vertically after launch. At first, many tests failed. Rockets exploded. Some crashed during landing, but the team kept learning. Finally, in 2015, something historic happened. A Falcon 9 rocket launched into space. After completing its mission, the rocket returned to Earth, and for the first time in history, it landed safely on the ground. The moment was watched around the world. Engineers cheered, scientists celebrated. It was one of the most important breakthroughs in modern spaceflight. Reusable rockets dramatically reduced the cost of launching satellites and cargo into space. This innovation made future missions to the Moon and Mars more realistic. The dream of Mars. But Elon Musk's biggest dream was always about something much bigger than rockets or cars: Mars. He believed humanity must become a multi-planetary species because living on only one planet is risky. Natural disasters, climate change, or other global events could threaten civilization. But if humans lived on multiple planets, the survival of humanity would be much more secure. Through SpaceX, Elon Musk began developing the most powerful rocket ever designed, a rocket capable of transporting large numbers of people to Mars. That rocket system is called Starship. The goal of Starship is ambitious: carry humans to the Moon, carry humans to Mars, and eventually help build a permanent human settlement on another planet. Some people believe this idea is too ambitious. Others believe it represents the future of humanity. But Elon Musk has always believed something important: the future is created by people who are willing to try the impossible.
Expanding the vision. Over the years, Elon Musk continued launching new projects. One of them is Neuralink. The goal of Neuralink is to create technology that connects the human brain with computers. This could help treat serious medical conditions such as paralysis. Another project is the Boring Company. This company focuses on building underground transportation tunnels to reduce city traffic. Elon Musk has also been involved with the social media platform X, where he aims to transform online communication. Each of these projects reflects the same mindset: solve big problems, think about the future, and never stop innovating. Lessons from Elon Musk's journey. The life story of Elon Musk teaches several powerful lessons. First, big dreams matter. When Elon first talked about electric cars and reusable rockets, many people laughed. Today, those ideas are changing the world. Second, failure is part of success. SpaceX rockets exploded multiple times. Tesla almost went bankrupt. But failure did not stop him. Instead, it became a learning process. Third, persistence is powerful. Elon Musk continued working even when everything seemed impossible. He believed that solving important problems requires courage and determination. The future. Today, Elon Musk is known as one of the most influential innovators in the world, but his story is still being written. SpaceX continues developing rockets for future Mars missions. Tesla continues improving electric vehicles and renewable energy technology. And new projects continue pushing the boundaries of science and engineering. Perhaps one day humans will stand on the surface of Mars, and when that moment happens, many people will remember the dream that started decades earlier. A dream held by a curious boy who loved reading books and imagining the future. Because sometimes the biggest changes in the world start with a single idea and the courage to pursue it.